So this Scarlet Beauty plum was what we got last season. We kind of scrambled to try to find a pollinator for our plum cod. But of course, it's in full bloom right now, and the plum cod is not blooming at all. Pretty much still dormant. There's a few green leaves at the bottom, but like no bloom activity. Some people say good things about the Scarlet Beauty plum, so I have not been successful with plums or nectarines or really peaches or anything in that kind of family. My dad had a peach that was, might have lasted 12 or 15 years in the same land, but maybe he just got lucky, the timing was right, and everything worked out with that. I don't know. But we also had a plum, some sort of native plum, and it lived for a long time, but it wouldn't get pollinated very often. So it might have like 5 plums each year or 7. So he eventually chopped it down. I kind of wish we'd have just kept it and added some more. Maybe he didn't know it needed a pollinator. So a genetically different plum or whatever. Looking at our pineapple, it still looks okay after the freeze we had and a few little frosts, but we got some more days coming in the 30s, it looks like, in a couple days. Couple nights, I should say, and mornings. And our avocado here still looks okay. I mean, if it survives the winter and starts growing and, doing well, I'll be happy if it makes it through the winter. That'll give me some sort of whatever that comfort, I guess, some sort of comfort that I can go ahead and plant one or both of the other avocados out in these, raised bed type systems. Just check the stink water bucket. Look at there. And that really does stink bad. Now, the bucket with what I'm calling the stink water log experiment, this guy pretty much doesn't smell. And I was originally saying, do we just not have enough of that stink water in there? Should I add some of that stinky stuff from over there from the other bucket into this? But here's one potential scenario. These sticks, the carbon in here is possibly filtering out and absorbing a lot of that stink. And the stink water, those nutrients. So maybe that's a good sign that when we go to actually put these in the ground, bury them full of they'll be full of nutrients and help promote, root health and plant growth and hopefully plant productivity as well. So our resident thief is back on the farm. And I caught him yesterday. And he gave me a cockamamie story about losing a rooster. And this is what happened last time we caught him here. He told me his grandmother sent him to our property to find a lost hen or something like that, or a rooster. And we went to his home. And she said, that is not true at all. She said, I'm at my wit's end with this kid. He constantly goes into people's property, stealing stuff, and she said, I keep telling him not to do it, but she told us to just call the police, have him arrested, or whatever you want to do with this kid. And here's one thing. This kid, for so many years until potentially teenage, till he was potentially a teenager, he looked like a 5 or 6 year old kid. He was like a little dwarf, running around. So everybody looked at him like he was just, that made him, I guess, less of a target for the police. And maybe if neighbors caught him stealing or prowling on their property, they would maybe not have him, a trespass order or something against him. Then his grandmother died, a few months or a year back. And I have no idea who is taking care of him, or if he's just freelance, free flowing, free ranging, I guess is the term for it. But he's getting taller, he's more chunky, he's looking older now. So hopefully, people can spot him easier, and he's probably not as able uh, to jump fences as easily as he was when he was a little skinny little runt. With that being said, he has dealt with the police a few times before. They've given warnings and warnings, and I guess he shot a bow and arrow on somebody's property last year, and they confiscated it. He was trespassing and doing that, so I talked to the police. I didn't call him or anything. One of my neighbors did, and I talked to him, and I said, yeah, he was over at our neighbor's yard, prowling, looking around, acting suspicious. I don't know if he was banging on the windows and doors trying to see if there was any unlocked. Then he looked like he was coming over to our place or trying to find a place to jump the fence or get over. So, I got rid, one of the reasons I got rid of a lot of our farm animals, or all of them, is because he was coming over here chasing them, stealing them. He had, I guess, a knife one time. He was chasing after the turkeys. So he's the one that stole our water garden. Basically dug it out of the ground. Big old thing, bent our fence, downward, and pushed that thing over, another property, and went through you know, that property into his yard or whatever. Of course, we knew who it was, because this guy's not looking for aluminum to steal or copper. This teenager is looking, for chickens and farm animals, probably cages, aquariums, water gardens he could put a turtle or a fish in. He's been known to steal fish out of people's aquariums, and I could see him even stealing guns. Because he's the type of person that goes out in the woods. I've heard him talk to his buddies. I killed a squirrel. Let's go clean it and eat it. You know. So yeah, as far as I know, he's not going and stealing stuff and selling it for drugs. Get crack rock or marijuana or whatever it is. But it's still a shame that this is my private property. Anything I have here, unless I give it to you or sell it to you, is mine. You know, doesn't matter if you're a kid, doesn't matter if you're a teenager, adult. My yard is fenced off. My yard has no trespassing signs on it. This kid's not retarded. He reads. He's not. I'm assuming he knows what a no trespassing sign is. So our neighbors are getting a blanket no trespass order for their property now. So anybody caught there, I don't know if they go to jail, automatically, or get, summons to court or what. But hopefully, he's so well known as a thief in the town that people will see him in their yards, and instead of listening to his, stupid explanations of why he's there, they will just say, I'm calling the law, take pictures or photos or whatever of him trespassing, and hopefully nip it in the bud. His family needs to really clamp down on him. So I'll put a link in the description of the last time we talked about this guy, thief on the property. It sucks that you have to try to protect, farm animals and stuff that, we're not rich. We don't have unlimited resources. You steal from us or come kill our turkeys or chickens or whatever, or take our property. It's just not something you should do.